Welcome back! I'm currently finishing up my heavy bag alt art display in the background here because I'm under the belief that you should put your heavy bags on display for the world to see. You shouldn't hide them in the closet under a bunch of dirty laundry. No. You should put it on display so that way in 3 to 6 months when all these inevitably go to zero and the whole pump and dump's over, that everyone can come back and they can laugh at you and you provide some entertainment for everyone out there because entertainment channel only. Remember that. You know, things like, oh, the Celebi alt art, right? That's getting some pumpy dump action right now. We got the Aerodactyl V, fan favorite. Anyway, though, this video is really about where this big ball of money is going next. Because everyone knows this whole hobby right now is like a bunch of sheep out in the field, and you got the sheep dogs and the shepherd out there leading them around, and everyone's saying, okay, what next, guys? Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin Pokemon Center. Okay, let's go. Come on, guys, let's go. And then they get there, and they're like, well, where do we go now? Sword and Shield alt arts. Okay, Sword and Shield alt arts. Let's go, let's go. And now they're like, well, what now, Alex? Let's go 151 Japanese reprint. All right, reprint, let's go get it. And so I think everyone's kind of thinking, well, that's how it is. Where's the herd going next? Where's the shepherd and the sheepdogs going to go next and lead the sheep? And that question, if you can answer it, you're going to make a lot of money in this hobby. And I'm just going to give you a spoiler right now. Don't got the answer. We're going to talk through it a bit. I'm going to give you some options, but don't have the answer. If I did, I'd already be buying up all that supply of whatever it is, and I'd get wealthy off it. But let's talk about how we got here and where we're going. So it was pretty obvious. No one knew when or how much they would rise to. Everyone pretty much was under the understanding that all these Sword and Shield alt art sets were all gonna rise. Even Battle Styles! Guys, Battle Styles. It's about to be pushing 130s on TCG Player. Battle Styles. Okay, anyway. But everyone kind of knew these were all going to go. And I don't know if anyone predicted Evolving Skies 700 or Fusion Strike 250 right now. But everyone knew these were going to rise into the high hundreds, low 200s with enough time, 2, 3, 4 years. Everyone knew Evolving Skies was going to be the front runner. I don't know if anyone called 700 by this date. But it was pretty easy to see, right? Kind of like the whole Pokemon Center selling out thing. It's like when you see patterns, you immediately gravitate to, the pattern, just like in anything. In the stock market, right? We have technical traders who trade based on chart patterns, not on any kind of fundamentals of the company, not on any, it's literally just technical analysis, chart patterns. Same thing with Pokemon. It's like if you see boxes continually sell out at Pokemon Center and then immediately jump up on TCG Player and eBay to high hundreds, low 200s, it's kind of obvious, and you say, okay, well, we got Astral Radiance, we got Brilliant Stars, we got Lost Origin, Silver Tempest. You can probably find it cheaper on the open market, but eventually Silver Tempest will be there. And it's obvious, right? I mean, it's not obvious when it's going to happen or what price point it's going to get to, but it's an obvious play in the fact that, well, I can get in, and it's going to rise in the next, 3, 6 months, a year, whatever, when it sells out. And so those were obvious plays. And then the alt arts. I mean, some people they might not have been obvious to, especially anyone who really pays attention to things like pop reports and things. They don't believe in anything that has over 100 pop report. I don't even understand those people anymore. But I've made videos about these for the past, 4 or 5 months now, saying how they're good pickups. And so in my mind, it was obvious to see, but a lot of people it wasn't. So I'm not going to say it was obvious for everyone. But, I mean, now the alt arts are out pumping, and everyone's kind of jumping in on those. And now in the middle of all this, we've got the Japanese 151 reprint. And now that's going to be the flavor of the week for a while because this month is pretty widely accepted. It was just kind of blowing out inventory that they had at the warehouses or Pokemon Center or all the suppliers in Japan that kind of were holding before the reprint. There is supposed to be a reprint still coming in May, and so that's going to be the flavor of the week for, a few months, I'm sure, but eventually, this is all going to wear off, guys. And again, I can't tell you when. Could be 1, 2, 3 months, could be 6 months, maybe the end of the year, I don't know. But eventually, things are going to wear off. The boxes, they're probably going to do what XY Sun and Moon did last year, right? They cool off, but they don't really tank. Right? None of those boxes are tanking. They just go kind of stagnant, get a little less liquid for a minute, but don't tank. The alt arts, they're going to fall. Don't get me wrong. They will fall. The question is when, though. I personally don't believe we're at the top yet. Could be wrong. I don't believe that they have seen the fullness of their spike yet. And so even if they do drop 10, 20, even 30% from their highs, maybe they get to highs where 10, 20, 30% is exactly where they're at now, maybe even higher than they're at now. We just don't know. But in my opinion, based on the scarcity on the market, based on the popularity, the love for them, how fast they're selling, how fast the prices are moving up, I don't see this ending at least anytime in the near future, right? Then the question goes, okay, Alex, you talked about that. Oh, Japanese 151. Guys, if you want to get in, there will be good prices. Don't worry about the crap you hear online. You'll have people like, Alex, I got in at $20 a box. I found some crazy sale and I bought a million boxes. Like, hey, good job, Timmy. Hey, congrats. I'm happy for you, man. Some of you pick your Lambo. Don't worry about everyone trying to tell you all these stories online, how cheap they got it or how these deals they found or how many boxes they have. Try to drown all that out. Get a position you're comfortable with. Get a price point you're comfortable with. If you're not sure where the bottom's going to be, dollar cost average in on spread it out over 4, 5, 6 different lots you buy, and just don't try to drown out all the BS online. Everyone's always got a story, right? Everyone's always got a story on the internet. Try to drown that out. But 151 is going to be a play. But 151, Sword and Shield alt art boxes, alt arts, all this stuff, it will reach its maturity. And it will sort of level out. Some will drop, some will stay stagnant, some will continue to rise. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, no one's going to be talking about this all over the internet. You're not going to click on YouTube and see 10 different YouTubers all saying the same exact thing. That's the question we need to answer. Where is this big ball of money? Where are all the sheep going to get herded? And I talked about it before. I do think there's going to be a good amount of money that will pour back to the XY megas. Issue with that is, that game doesn't even get released till next year, meaning the sets with those may not even come out till next year, maybe sooner, but there's a possibility that may be a longer term play. Maybe you can get in early if you want to be in early, but I don't know if that's all going to be happening by the time all this euphoria and 151 euphoria wears off. And so what then? Well, you could say XY Sun and Moon went through a boom last year and a lot of the singles have kind of come back down. So you could say, well, that's sort of a play. And yeah, it's a play. There's definitely a play there, but I don't know if it's enough to draw all the money in the hobby right now to that. Scarlet Violet era. Remember, if you're a cool kid, if you're one of the investor cool kids, you have to hate on every new set. So Twilight Masquerade, that set sucks. It's not even out yet, but it sucks. I never buy that crap. Scarlet Violet, you just need to put an Umbreon in a set along with a bunch of other original Gen 1, Gen 2 Pokemon, and it'll go up. What are you thinking? And so if you want to be a cool kid, that's how you have to think. So just remember that. Cool kids, they hate every new thing that comes out, right? Twilight Masquerade is worse than Temporal Forces, which is worse than Paradox Rift, which is worse than Paldean Fates, and down the line, the only thing that's good is what's moving up and what's cool today. You can't think about the future. But Twilight Masquerade, I don't think it's, again, as bad as people are acting like. Probably not going to draw all the money to it, though. What could draw a lot of the money? Hear me out. Early Scarlet Violet sets, all right? Scarlet Violet base, Paldea, things like that. It doesn't need to be true for it to draw the money, but if a reprint comes on those sets, okay? And those sets are, say it's 3, 6 months from now, those sets are year and a half, 2 years old, something like that, and they get a reprint. The entire perception of the market is going to be, it's no longer dead money. And it doesn't even have to drop to 60 a box, right? Everything's going to drop to 60 or 70 a box after that reprint. I'm going to scoop them all up. I'm going to be Big Daddy Bezos. And everyone thinks that's going to happen, but in my opinion, it's probably not going to drop that low. The singles will get hit, the boxes will get hit, but we probably won't see that low prices. Anyway, what's going to happen, though, is everyone's going to perceive it's no longer dead money. Now I can effectively put my money to work, I can time the market, and I can jump in. And so you probably will see a large amount of that money from Sword and Shield, 151, alt arts, jump into early Scarlet Violet sets when that reprint happens, when those sets become a year and a half, 2 years old, because everyone's going to think, okay, this was the last reprint. It's not going to get reprinted anymore. I'm going to get in because this is going to go up and up from here, and it's going to follow the same trend as every other sealed booster box has in history. And I agree. I think that's going to happen. I truly think when the reprints come and people are finally done waiting, have their money on the sidelines, you can't buy dead money. It's dead money until a reprint comes or until a set's 2 years old at least. And so when that happens, I think a lot of that money is going to pour into Scarlet and Violet era sets. And as that happens, you guys know how it goes. the values will start to rise, and then people will miraculously be like, hey, you know what? These sets are really good, guys. Look at this artwork. Look at these hits. This is a really good thing to collect. I buy this card. I'll get these boxes while you still can. They're going up. And the FOMO sets in. It's Groundhog's Day, guys. It's the same thing over and over in this hobby, but I do expect that to start happening. But again, I don't know where the next like major money hub is going to be in this hobby, right? Like, I don't know even if the Scarlet Violet, the XY Mega is going back to Sun and Moon. I don't know if any of that's strong enough to really, deflect all the money from the Sword and Shield boxes, the alt arts, the 151 Japanese reprint, all to one area. And so that's why I said at the beginning of this video, I don't know the answer. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts in the comment section. I think all these different areas are definitely good ideas. I think you'll be able to make good plays and make good money in the next 6 months, year and a half on a lot of these. However, I just don't see in the hobby right now anything that has that massive amount of demand and popularity to draw, kind of like turn the vacuum on, the vortex, and suck everyone's money to one spot like we see now. Maybe we go back to more of a, in my opinion, a healthy hobby, and the money gets more, kind of evenly divided across a bunch of different eras again, and everything's kind of not booming, going to the moon, but everything's kind of, staying stagnant, moving up slowly, and, there's demand, there's liquidity kind of everywhere. Maybe that happens. Maybe we kind of get more balanced out, and everyone stops, all just funneling their money in the same spot. Time will tell, but, I just figured I wanted to do a video talking all that out with you guys. Let me know what you think. That's all I got today. And give me in the comment, give me a heavy bags going to 0 if you made it to the end of this video for all of Alex's alt arts that he is going to lose thousands and thousands of dollars on. I'm out.